Hello my beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new here. Today I'm bringing you a monthly open collab hosted by myself and my dear friend Jessica Myros. This is called Crocktober. So you guys check out all the videos linked in the group playlist when you get done watching this, and check out Jess's channel. We always love to collab on videos. So this is going to be a monthly thing because life is busy and we love our crock pot, and it's just an easy go-to. So yes, you guys, behind me, if you notice this massive pile of potatoes, I have not had time to get to these because Lainey has been sick. My kids keep passing sickness around from going back to school, and everybody keeps getting sick. So yes, I'm going to get to those. That will take me literally all week to cut up. But I will share that process and see how many bags I made out of that. That's for another day. But today I'm sharing with you guys a pumpkin spice latte, because I love the pumpkin spice latte. I love it so much I've been making tons of pumpkin spice shirts to put in my store and on my Facebook page. So if you guys are looking for pumpkin spice stuff, check out my website. But I love pumpkin spice. It's just the pumpkin spice at Starbucks doesn't love me back because it gives me a really bad headache with all the sugar in it. So I found a dirt cheap bargain recipe that anybody can make. I had all these ingredients on hand. I'm sharing that with you with my crock pot, and I'm also sharing with you my famous pumpkin muffins. But you will see when I'm making this video that I was so tired, and Lainey was so sick last night when I was making this. My sugar spilt in. Too much sugar spilled into that, so it changed the outcome of how the pumpkin muffins usually look. Usually they're big, light, and fluffy. This time they were flattened because it had too much sugar. The sugar brought them down. But that's real life. I'm sharing it with you. Ryan was like, "Are you sharing that with them?" I'm like, absolutely, because it's real life, and I try to be as real as possible on my channel because things happen, and why not? I make this recipe every time exactly the same, just minus all that sugar, and it turns out perfect. So you guys, ultimate recipe. If your family or friends hate pumpkin, they will love these muffins. I literally made them last night, and almost all of them are gone. So anyway, I will quit rambling. Let's go ahead and get started with this video, you guys. Okay guys, so this recipe turned out to be absolutely delicious, and I don't even need Starbucks because this doesn't give me a migraine like that. All we are doing here is adding in 4 cups. You're supposed to add a whole or 2% milk, but I cannot drink whole milk. I just can't. And I don't drink regular milk much anymore because I like almond or oat milk, but I didn't want to use all my oat milk. So the almond milk made it perfect. But if you were going to make this, just make it with milk if you want to. So 4 cups of milk. And then you're going to add in 4 to 6 cups of coffee. And I just used 4 cups because I wanted to make my own cup for that morning because this was early in the morning. And then you are going to add in a third a cup of vanilla extract. And shockingly, I measured this because normally I just dump as much vanilla as I possibly can. So I love vanilla. And then we are going to add in that 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. This is the one I got on special earlier this week at Kroger. They were running the special, and this was fat-free. So I was super excited about this one because I just happen to have it. And then you are going to add in 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and just give it a good stir. It seems like cinnamon never mixes together well anytime. And then you're just going to add in half a cup of pumpkin puree. And I'm going to use the rest of my pumpkin in like some oatmeal or something. And then you just cook it on high for 2 hours, and that's it. 2 hours. And then you can just pour this into a container after you mixed it when you've let it cool down. I poured mine into a big container that I have, a big glass pitcher, and I'm going to use it for this week because it tasted absolutely delicious. I mean, absolutely delicious. So I highly recommend making this, and maybe even putting some whipped cream on top of it to make it even prettier. But I attached mine with some nutmeg because I do like the seasonal pumpkin-y flavors. There you go, guys. Next recipe, I will tell you this did not turn out, and you'll see why this did not turn out the way it's supposed to. I had a blooper here coming up. I'm adding in my flour first, and this is my favorite recipe. I've made this for years now. Don't know what happened here. So I was adding my 3 cups of flour in, and look at that. The sugar exploded everywhere. I needed 2 cups of sugar, so I added way too much sugar. That's what changed the texture of these. And you add in 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a dash of nutmeg, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of vanilla. And normally I don't ever measure that. I add like extra. Then you also need 1 cup of oil. I recommend regular oil, but I used olive oil. And then I melt butter because you need 1 stick of butter melted. And you will need 4 eggs and 1 can of the pumpkin, like a 15-ounce can of pumpkin. And I don't recommend using the pumpkin mix because it doesn't taste the same as real pumpkin. It changes the texture and everything. So I'm adding the eggs now. And then also you'll add, like here in a minute, you're going to add in 2 cups of chocolate chips. And yes, you can sift the flour separately and add your wet ingredients next and do all that kind of stuff. But for all the times that I've made this recipe, which has been for years, I don't do that. It comes out exactly the same as if I were to do it that way. The only thing that messed these muffins up, I'm so embarrassed by the way the texture came out, is because when I dumped all that sugar, I couldn't get it all out. So I just left it. And Ryan's not a pumpkin person, but he loved the batter. He couldn't get enough of that. They all loved these muffins. Like these muffins go off of my shelves so quick. I can't even tell you. People have asked me for the recipe. They've asked me to sell these. They ask me to bake them for school things. Sometimes I will make piles and piles and piles of muffins because I'll give them to my neighbors. I'll give them to the school. I mean, I make so many of these muffins in the fall. So I thought I would share these with you guys because I know you're going to absolutely want to try this recipe. Even if you don't like muffins and you don't like pumpkin, you will love these. I'm telling you. And then you're just going to bake it for 16 to 20 minutes at 375. And try not to overfill these. I have a tendency to do that. See how they've sunk in? I'm telling you, it's because of that sugar. Sometimes too much of something will change the texture. But still absolutely tasted amazing, especially with that coffee, you guys. Okay, my friends, that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it gave you some super easy ideas. One is a crock pot, the other is not. It just went together. So I just love kicking off the pumpkin season and I love saving money. So this one was perfect. And don't forget to check out the group playlist and check out Jess's channel. And I will see you tomorrow. Love you guys.